Running a little late, gang. Oh, who should wrestle here tonight? Let's do that. I've seen Grasshopper. No, let's do Grimhold. I'm just going to do an Iron Man match. I know it's boring. Here. You guys were saying you're going to watch me do nothing for an hour. You might have that. I'm going to be playing a lot of HQ tonight. Sorry. Bloody hell. What's going on, Oski? Just running and getting up to speed here, gang. I've got HQ going. I've got the basketball going. I'm trying to keep up with all my scores. This is insane. I know it's going to be kind of boring here tonight. I've got, well, I mean, it's not boring, but it's like the match. I know you guys are getting sick of these matches, and I don't blame you. It sounds like I'm getting a little bit cold, doesn't it? Ivatopia. What's going on, guys? Yeah, lots to discuss. I've been quiet, and we'll get to that all tonight. Lots to go over tonight. Lots of stuff. Lamb sauce. What's going on? What's going on? I think I gotta write everything down that I gotta talk about here tonight. Because we got WrestleMania, and if you guys are getting hyped up about that, we got game updates. We got Eric update. I owe you guys a big apology for being dark for a while there. Yeah, we'll just kind of see how this thing goes tonight. I know we had people, I think Lamb Sauce was saying he was getting tired of watching the four-way, so I'm just going to do a long Iron Man match here tonight and see if we can get, oh, I didn't do Blaze. I should do Jack Blaze. Maybe I'll restart the match. We'll put let's put Jack Blaze in there. You got all hyped up for Jack Blaze. You got all hyped up for Jack Blaze. We'll put Blaze in there. Sorry, I'll try to turn the volume down. It's Star Wars night on HQ, so I'm playing the trivia. All right, let's do player CPU entrances. Now you just saw some entrances. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do Iron Man. Do a 60-minute for right now. Let's put it in the Hallows Eve. Well, let's do it in the All Japan ring. That looks hot. All right, we'll get Jack Blaze going, and we'll put him against the Meth Head. We'll put him up against Quick Dose. There we go. PWX has an update? Of course not. But there is doings transpiring, and stuff is moving behind the scenes. I can only tell you so much. Jack Blaze went to All Japan, and damn it, I forgot to put in Luis's sign again. Damn it. Yeah, yeah, my bad, guys. Luis has been after me. He made me a custom sign with Dave on there, and Bloody hell, I always forget. God, what's wrong with me? What's going on, Random Cable? I got 80,000 screens and phones and devices and all these things. It's terrible. Piet, damn it. Nothing says wrestling quite like a neon red and blue ring in a graveyard. That's funny. Good one, Chuckster. And welcome to the welcome. Good to see you again. I should have decorated it up. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about is something that was pointed out to me by, I believe it was Lamb Sauce. I need to double check this. Pro Wrestling X turned 17 years old last week. No, Fire Honor. I give him the nod. Yeah, he pointed it out. We think we either mentioned it in a newsletter or something. Yeah, believe it or not, Dave sent out the very first Wrestling Gamers United newsletter, number 1. I believe it was March 22nd, something along those lines. March 22nd, 2002. Ralph 9900, what is going on? But yeah, so 17. So Pro Wrestling X might be older than some of the people that are watching us tonight. That's how long this bloody thing has been going on. It started with just a pan downward. What one was? Yeah, it started with, I believe, Dave just basically just saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna send out more newsletters and, you know, tell your friends and that kind of a thing. But yeah, it was cool that I think I just turned 13 then. Yeah, Oski, I know, right? We're all getting old, brother. I was under 30. I was 29 when the project was first created. I was 31, I guess, when I joined. No. How old was I? 2002. How old have I been? 27. Jesus Christ. Getting old, man. Ralph, I've been good. I've been quiet, and there's been things, but we're standing on good feet today. The Tigers won. It's opening day of baseball. I'm very happy about that. So yeah, it makes me very happy to have baseball back. Oh, it was Wedge that saved him. Crazy to now. Yeah, PWX is only 1 year older than me. Lamb Sauce. Yep, there you go. It's crazy to know Dave was in GameFAQs when he had the idea of PWX, the WrestleMania X8 board. It was too. Ralph, you go back that far? That's awesome. We have always been trying to track down the GameFAQ board in which he made this bold proclamation that he was gonna make a game. We're dying. I've never been able to find it. I've looked in the Internet Archive. I've looked in all the cache, and I've never been able to find that forum post. Yeah, isn't it? It's just crazy. Oh, Zeron, we're just shooting the shit. Nothing's, you know. We're talking about how Pro Wrestling X has turned 17 years old, and I find that completely unbelievable. The board you can find, I doubt the topic. Maybe Google. Well, they have something. They have something called the Internet Archive, and that caches web pages. And I've looked everywhere. If anybody can find it, God, that's worth a Steam key. I mean, I'm dying. I said I would love to find the screen capture. Yeah, because we have to find, because I think his name was it Dave Wish? Eric, you have some explaining to do. I'm being called out on the carpet. Do let me know what I need to explain on it. I'll give you the down and dirty. Yeah, so I would love to be able to find that game fac. But let's address the big Nia Jax in the room. I don't know what that. Hang on. Okay, I covered. Happy birthday, Pro Wrestling next. Hang on a sec. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm got sucked into NCAA scores. Yeah, game update first. I can tell you that things are happening behind the scenes in terms of work being done. Dave is probably going to start talking about it in the next couple of newsletters. No, yeah, I can't say too much on that because none of that stuff has been public yet. But there's stuff that's happening behind the scenes that's actually very, very cool. And you guys are going to be able to see the fruits of the labor here shortly. But that's, like I said, that's, and Robert's still cranking away. He's sucked into that damn day job. Any idea when the next update to the Steam version will be? I never know, brother. I never know. And believe me, wait a minute. I missed Quick Dose. Quick Dose yeah, I never know. Here's the trick, and you guys have heard this before. Robert got sucked in pretty hard on this day job, and he badly wants to leave. But he's got bills to pay, just like all the rest of us, and it sucks because we can't just here's a pile full of money that doesn't exist. Here, plop it on your front lawn and get us out of early access. It just sucks. We're totally trapped, and there's nothing good. All I can tell you is that there's some new stuff that you guys don't know anything about that's coming. And that'll be really cool once it hits. But until then, we just play this game of, round and round and round she goes. You guys have been hearing this from me for well over a year, and it's driving me nuts. And but again, I can't fault Robert. He's got bills to pay. But we're trying. Still plans to work on the game after early access. Oh, geez, yeah. I mean, we're going to be getting out of. That's the goal right now. Everything that Dave has been doing in the last month, you guys have been seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook. He sent out a whole ton of the physical rewards for Kickstarter. He's badly trying to get Kickstarter, tie a ribbon around that so that we don't have to worry about any of that anymore. And that opens up more things for us once we have all those T's crossed and I's dotted. Is that Pterodor toy for the Kickstarter dudes? Yes. What that is, in fact, let me see if I can find a good picture of this. Let me show you guys what this is. This is something that Mr. Wrestling 5 put together. He's not only, as I said, this 3D stuff. There are vendors out there that that just print things from 3D models. And so what he did is he took the Pterodor model and ran it through a 3D printer, and it's about 7 inches tall. And this was for like the guys who really pitched in the big budget stuff. It's not the greatest print in the world, but he's been experimenting with this for a little while, and yeah, it's totally hot. I actually am kind of jealous. I kind of wish I had one, yeah, that was just for the heavy hitters. So everything that Dave's been doing like the last month and a half, where you guys have been seeing t-shirt stuff and Pterodor stuff, is he's trying really hard to just put a slug in that Kickstarter stuff, so we don't have that thing hanging over our head anymore, so that we can just keep going. Yeah, so that's the Pterodor stuff, Ralph. Zion, rumors of me leaving. There's no easy way to put it, guys, but I'm getting out of here. 15 years going on, and the brother is tired. I am tired of hopping on here every week. I've got too many too many things that are going well for me outside of Pro Wrestling X. Let me give you the kind of the backstory of what's happened. First things first is I owe you guys a big time apology for going radio silent for the last month. Back in September, I told Dave, here's what happened. In my day job, the old web business that I've got going on, I was looking at, through no fault of my own, losing about 40% of my overall yearly income. What happens is when new management takes over at clients, with my clients, they want to bring in their own people. And so my two biggest clients all had management changes in the last couple of years, or in the last year. And they've been making noise about, hiring agencies and all this kind of stuff. And it's been completely stressful as all hell, because I don't know if I'm losing literally 40% of my income. And so back in September, all this stuff was hitting and my clients were driving me nuts. And I just said finally, like, Dave, I can't do this anymore. Like, it sucks when adulthood finally hits. And I said, Dave, it's the end of the road for me, man. I have got to take care of business or else I'm going to be completely screwed. I've been lucky for, let's see, I left in May of 2002. So again, my business is about as old as Pro Wrestling X is. And I've had a great business. I've had a good, successful career with it. And it's helped me, make a really good living. But the problem is, anytime I touch anything related to Pro Wrestling X, I can't pay any attention to client stuff. And I've been able to do it for 15 years. Through the good times, the bad. I still believe in the project. But in September, I kind of made up my mind where it was like, oh my God, you start doing the math. This is what happens when you hit middle age, gang. Start doing the math. Okay, we've been at this for 17 years. We've had a Kickstarter. Then we promptly spent all the money on programming and lawyers and accountants and all that stuff. Got us down to no money. We got on Steam, worked really, really hard getting on Steam, and we thought, okay, here comes the money train. There was no money train because there are 1,500 games a month being released on Steam, and so trying to make a success out of an indie game these days is just getting harder and harder. The market is completely, bottoming out in terms of everything's going to free to play, and so you got to really, really get crazy about how to try to make money, and let alone sustain 4 guys with an income, pay your taxes, all that kind of fun stuff. And it had just kind of gotten to the point where I just got so tired that it's like, okay, there's nothing that I can do in my business. I can control all this stuff. I have, full capabilities of, handling all the workload, handling all the client management. I get to make all the executive decisions. I get to make all that stuff. And on Pro Wrestling X, I found all I pretty much was the mom. I would sit there and try to set us up a business plan, try to set us up with advertising strategies, trying to set us up with some of this kind of stuff. And it was just going nowhere fast. I mean, we have this loose collective of artists that, dream big and give you all these inspirational quotes, but at the end of the day, somebody's got to say no. Somebody's got to say, hey, let's put our priorities and all this kind of stuff. And I felt like the only contribution to the project I was able to really make was just saying no all the time. And there was just a lot of stuff that was starting to drive me crazy. It was really bothering me. Some of the tone that we were taking on our social media, getting a little chesty about our accomplishments, and I found myself agreeing more and more with some of the hater comments that we've normally blown off. It's like, yeah, I don't know why we're sitting there talking all this shit when we haven't released an update in a year, guys. Why are we doing this? And not guys, I mean mostly Dave. And he's trying to push the envelope and get attention and all that stuff, and I get it, but it was kind of driving me crazy. And so I just kind of, kind of hit my end. I was like, okay, guys, I'm burnt out. I'm tired. I'm going to have to really focus really hard on trying to get my career going. And I emailed Dave back in September saying I gotta, it's time for me to phase out. And we'd kind of gone through some things where maybe it was going to be a leave of absence, maybe it was going to be, just just go up to like a higher management kind of a thing, be like a consultant for the project or something like that. And over the course of the last, let's see, September, October, November, December, January, February, and most of March. So it's been a really long time since Dave has known about all this stuff. Communication between the two of us got really sparse and infrequent, and then it started getting kind of ugly. I think Dave was kind of honked off that he felt like I was kind of abandoning him, and I kind of was probably honked off on my own end that I was kind of tired of him with some of the decisions he was making, and so there's a lot of heat. There's no getting around it. I said I've always been straight with you guys, and Dave's been always straight with you guys, and there's heat. We're working our way through it, but this last month has been pretty rough in terms of just kind of bottoming out, in terms of just trying to hash our way through what the hell happened, how things got off track, and so we're working our way through it. We don't hate each other, but for me, I needed a month to get away from Pro Wrestling X, and for that, I owe you guys a huge apology. I hopped on Discord last week, or maybe right after I got back from a vacation, and everybody in Discord was really, you guys were really worried, or like you guys like, I don't think you were worried, but you were just like, what the hell's going on? He's disappeared. He wouldn't do that without telling us. And I felt like total shit. There's just no getting around it. You guys have been the reason I have been staying with this project for as long as I have. Because like I said, it's you guys, the inside jokes, the camaraderie, the stuff that we've been talking about, you guys have been cracking me up, and I felt like, and still do feel like, a total asshole for just bailing on you guys. And I owe you guys a huge apology. It was never, I wouldn't have done it unless I really needed to. I had some really, really bad days, and and I don't really get that way, very, very rarely. And even Dave will tell you this much, that we've had, my God, we have yelled at each other any number of times over the course of 15 years. But I have always been like, I'll sleep it off. Like I wake up every day and it's a clean slate. But the last month, it was really, really eroding my well-being. Like I wasn't sleeping real good, and this kind of stress is just not. This is not really something I have had to deal with a lot. And like I said, we're working our way through it, gang. What we're trying to do is, as far as I'm concerned, and I think as far as I feel pretty comfortable talking about this and speaking for Dave, is that we're still friends. Like it's a squabble between family. You know what I mean? Where it's like, Dave, there's been, Jesus Christ, there was a stretch of 10 years there where I talked to Dave for an hour a day, 5 or 6 days a week. It was just, like I said, just something that was always, he was a big part of my life. He was there when my dad died. He's been there for when all of my other, just everything went to shit. He's been there. And so there's no, it's not like we're not on speaking terms. It's not like we're not, we just, like I said, we had a big squabble over how things are ending, and why things are ending, and trying to, figure out, who's coming from what perspective and whose fault it is, and what are we going to do about, because I said, guys, money is what it is. I haven't paid in a long time, and I was hoping to get a little bit of something out of this and try to set up something, and that caused all kinds of friction. And so it's, like I said, we're working our way through it though. Like I said, Dave is always going to be family to me. The crew, there's no heat between Mr. Wrestling 5 and I. There's no heat between me and Robert. We've been trying to both of us have been trying to keep them kind of out of all that stuff and keep our drama to ourselves. And there's nothing but love between me and the crew as a whole. I love the damn game. I'm still going to do Gong shows. I'm not going to do them on this channel anymore, but I'm going to do something. I root for the project. And it, like I said, I still believe it's on the cusp of greatness, and it can happen at any time. There's so many irons in the fire right now that any one time, this game could explode overnight. But it's been that way for years and years and years and years and years, and man, it just got tough, and it sucks because I have a stack of like a 3-inch pile high of ideas, concepts, all this shit that I've been dying to work on, and it's like it's a really tough situation. I'm like I said, no heat between the crew. Everybody is doing the best damn job that they can. But it's just, for me, it's like, man, I had to make a really shitty call, and I feel horrible about it. And like I said, we're working our way through all the drama. We're working our way through all this stuff. I'm always going to be a fan of the project. I'm always going to be there for whatever they need. But for right now, I said I got to walk away from this one. Like I said, I got business to take care of. What is it? I remember something that hit me back. I think I read something in August, and I think it was a book all about, for lack of a better term, like bullshit origin stories. Meaning, like, eBay, after they got successful, they kind of created this origin story that, oh yeah, somebody who just wanted to sell something for his sister and raise money for chemo or some crap like that, so he created this auction site when it's total fabrication. There was just a bunch of guys that got together and wanted to make money, and so it was all about the bullshit that you see when it comes to what you're seeing on social media, when it comes to just the stuff that you see, in terms of like histories of companies. And there was a whole book about this. And I read something that said something along the lines of like, I believe it was Sir Isaac Newton. Like, okay, Mr. Guy who like not invented gravity, but kind of discovered it and figured out all the math and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, so this genius guy spent the majority of his life not only working on this stuff, but he spent his time on trying to figure out how to turn lead into gold. That old, I can't remember what the name of that conversion is. Alchemy, or some kind of alchemy kind of a thing, and something that was physically impossible. And somebody that smart, it's like, okay, what else could he have done if he didn't spend all this time trying to do something that was impossible? And believe me, I'm not Isaac Newton, and I don't think Pro Wrestling X is trying to turn lead into gold. But I think the point is like, I think we got to be really careful sometimes about where we put our energies. And I still believe that I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I still got some stuff that I can contribute. And it's like, okay, what else could I be doing? What else could I be doing right now? I remember this was right around when Roman Reigns like announced that he had cancer or something like that, and I sat there thinking about that. That's like, there are people out there, there are kids out there who are sick that could use some fundraising. My entire career, I quit the advertising game so that I could work with more nonprofits and all this kind of stuff. And so I feel like there's got to be a bigger calling for me. Like there's, rather than trying to work on a video game, is there something else that I can be doing? Is there some other way to contribute? And so I don't know. This is just, it was kind of the things that was kind of all kind of coming to a head. that was just saying, okay, maybe, you know, reading the tea leaves that, okay, you know, maybe it's not my time right now with this game anymore. Maybe I had a damn good run, and Jesus Christ, guys, I gave you everything I had. I really did. I tried every strategy that I could think of, and some of this stuff is it's just out of my hands. It's just not. You know, there's too many things that I don't have any control over with this project, and so for me, it was like, okay. You know, it really sucks, but it might be time. And so we've been trying to kind of now we've been trying to just kind of figure out what the aftermath is, because, you know, like I said, and you guys all know this. You know, I do a lot. I do a lot for the project that nobody sees. Like, I do all the dirty work, and like I said, I also play mom. Which again does not make me always the most popular one. But we've got, like, somebody else has to do all this stuff now. And so we're part of all this. The reason it's taken so long is that there's kind of a transition period here. We have to try to figure out, okay, who's going to do what? Who do I turn over all the controls to? You know, because I want to make sure it's in good hands. I don't want to screw these guys over. Like I said, there's never been any amount or any part of me that wants to just say, haha, you know, fuck you, Pro Wrestling X, you should have treated me better this whole time, and so now you're going to see all these things that I did, and it's not like that. Like I said, this is not going to be the last Gong show that I do for Pro Wrestling X. I've already said, you know, hey, we're doing, you know, as I said, we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep the train rolling. I want you guys to still support the project. Because like I said, I don't plan on going anywhere. Like, I enjoy this Twitch shit way too much. I need you guys, and you guys need to help me pick a new Twitch name. Because I want to do I gotta put up a YouTube channel. I gotta put up Twitch, because I'm having fun. I have fun doing this stuff. And oh, sorry. One moment, guys. I have to watch the end of the Purdue Tennessee game. There's 2.7 seconds left. Purdue's got the ball and they're down by 2. All right, come on, Purdue. I always pull for my Big Ten teams here. Oh, he got fouled at the 3-point line. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Sorry, guys. I hope you guys are you guys NCAA fans. I'm a big basketball guy. I know I'm probably not supposed to be. I'm watching the video here. Oh my God, this Purdue guy's got 3 shots to potentially win the game. Oh, was he on the line? Oh my God. No, shit, he missed the first one. Oh, shit. Oh my God, he's an 85% free throw shooter. Oh, okay, made the next one. I thought about Eric the web ref. I thought about Eric the ref. Yeah, Ralph, everybody wants the Knicks to get Zion. Although I think Zion might get beat up a little bit in the pros. He's awfully quick. He's awfully quick for a big man. And my God, he reminds me of a combination between Shaquille O'Neal and Sean Kemp. Many of you will not know this name. Yep, Zeron, I understand completely, brother. Like I said, it's been very, very hard for our strongest supporters to keep telling them that we don't have an update. Like, it really fucking hurts. There's so much about this that is really, really first off, you guys are saying some very, very nice things about me in Twitch, and I really, really do appreciate that. This was not my intention. I was just kind of try to gloss it over in the last 10 minutes here. I did not want to make this all about me tonight. I suppose that was kind of inevitable because, like I said, I've been with this project for so long. But well, here's the thing, guys. Everything that you guys are talking about here, emulate No Mercy once in a while, play WCW Feel the Bang, play some other stuff. This is the kind of thing that I want to be doing on Twitch now. For me, it's never felt right to play any other game but Pro Wrestling X on this Pro Wrestling X channel. And so it's been important to me to really use this opportunity to like put over the game. This is what we're here for. Put over Robert's great work. Put over Mr. Wrestling 5's phenomenal artwork and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what these Gong shows are about. But I know this gets boring. You guys have watched the same damn matches over and over again. And they've been kind of fun. We've had some fun throughout the stuff. But like I said, I think there's other room to have some fun with some of these other games. I would love to do some kind of a wrestling gaming charity marathon, like Mario Marathon. Because Mario Marathon is what got me hooked on Twitch. I love watching those guys play. Watch those guys play the Mario games for a weekend, and they raise all this money for charity. And I would love to do something like that for wrestling games. And so there's got to be something else out here that would possibly be entertaining. The Matt Dickey games. I mean, like I said, this stuff would be. I need to be playing these games anyway, and so I feel like I've built up a little fan base here. I mean, there's only 10 or 12 of you that are regulars, and that's good enough for me. I don't need to make money on Twitch. I don't need to do it for fame or personal branding. I don't need any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, like what what's the New Legacies guys do and all that kind of stuff. I think that stuff would be fantastic to do. So like I said, I think that'll be the challenge from here on out. And like I said, I'll set up a new Twitch account and all that kind of stuff. This will not be the last time that I broadcast on the Pro Wrestling X channel. I already told Dave that we'll do some kind of a fun. I don't want to do a goodbye show. It's too sad. It's like so. That was the other reason why I kind of was staying pretty dark on Twitch, is because this shit was emotional, man. I remember it took me 45 minutes of just staring at the screen when I had that email that I composed to Dave. It took me like 2 hours to write it. And then I just sat there for like 45 minutes going, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was 15 damn years of my life. And it's like, we felt like we're right on the cusp of this thing for especially the last 3 years. And my God, it's so hard. I sat there for 45 damn minutes, and it was like I couldn't do it. And so this shit's emotional, and I don't really get all that emotional about this stuff, but man, this hurt. This felt like it was a divorce. It felt like I was leaving somebody had been in a relation, like I'd been in a marriage with, or like, leaving a family, or it's just, man, it really hurt. And so I didn't want to get on Twitch and just get all somber and emotional, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want you guys to like look at me like that, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I think we're starting to get a lot more woke as a culture about mental health and, making sure that when you're stressed out, it's okay to step away from a little bit. And burnout is a real bad thing. It hits, and when it hits really, really hard. You guys have been leaving all these good comments, and I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention here. Yeah, Xeron, it's the same thing in my career, Xeron. Like when I used to work at the ad agency, Everybody said like the standard joke was that you never got a raise until you had like a foot and a half out the door with your bags packed and the box thing, and just as your toe was just about ready to cross that final threshold, they might come back and give you a raise. There was just zero fucks given when it came to a lot of that kind of stuff, and so I get it. And again, there's no, and again, I'm being as straight with you guys. There was never any ultimatums that I gave Dave. There was never the stuff that we would have heat about was like the direction of the game and some of the social media stuff, and like that was the heat. It was never about Dave is doing this and this and this, and there was never any, oh damn it, Dave, give me control of all the social networks, or I'm leaving the project and I'm going to burn the website to the ground. Like there's nothing like that of the sort. Like I said, we had plenty of heat, but we're working our way through all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Dave is a good guy, but just like anybody else, we can all turn. What you guys see on social media is not always what everybody sees, myself included. I'm sure I had my own fair share, and Dave was probably had his feelings hurt, but and this goes for anything you see on social media. You can't believe anything you see on there. People put on acts, and I'm not saying Dave's that way, because what kills me is we actually have a good origin story, even though most origin stories are complete bullshit. We actually have a good one that's actually true, but you should always be skeptical about when people tell you what they were inspired by and all this stuff. It's almost always crap. And so yeah, at the end of the day, Dave is a good guy, but he's also capable of doing bad things. As I try really hard. I'm sure I've had my moments here too where I've screwed the pooch. And so like I said, we're working our way through this stuff, but like I said, that's why it's been quiet for a month. It's just because, like I said, things are just so raw, and it's just the worst thing for me was to get in front of a live mic and just start going off, because like I said, there's stuff, but that's got to stay in the family. You know what I mean? I just don't, I don't do any of that. I don't want to make any of that shit. Put any of that stuff out there. That's between all of us, and we're trying to work our way through it. But and like I said, you don't have to worry about like us not being on speaking terms or anything like that. I'm not going to fuck over Pro Wrestling X unless something really, really bad happens, and I don't anticipate that happening. I want to see the project succeed. I believe in it. I still think like this damn game, the stuff that Robert and Mr. Wrestling 5 come up with, it's completely miraculous. We were trying to figure out, Dave and I have had this discussion before, like how many people in the world are capable of doing what Robert has done? Like really, know all their wrestling games inside and out, able to program them, like a freaking prodigy. Like, and then we team up with an artist who also knows all this stuff and loves working on all this stuff. It's unbelievable. It's just an absolute miracle, and how blessed we are to have found these guys, or they found us. We didn't even find them. They found us. And, like I said, that's kind of the other thing that I would always get a little bent out of shape about, is that like, we're so lucky. And so much of like success is just straight dumb luck. There was no amount of hard work or hustle or anything that found us Robert. There was no amount of hustle or hard work or any, pull ourselves up from the bootstrap that found Mr. Wrestling 5. They came to us and wanted to work with us. And so much of this stuff is just straight dumb luck, and it's hard to sit there and like I said, puff up our chests about how hard we've worked. And we have worked hard. Don't get me wrong, but my God, so much of this stuff is just straight dumb luck. And we're incredibly lucky. And like I said, we've just tried to do the best that we can. The game's still going to go on. Dave is, like I said, he's got a fire lit under him the last year. To where he's really, really trying hard to pick up some financing, trying really, really hard to like get us out of early access and wrap up all our Kickstarter stuff. And so, and believe me, wheels are in motion. We've got any number of irons in the fire that literally it could happen tomorrow that everybody's lives change. In fact, probably the day that I officially leave the project is probably the day that the game will explode and sell 10,000 copies in a day, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I've been holding them back this whole time, but like I said, it's just really, really hard, and you guys will understand when you hit middle age and you've got, adult shit like mortgages, and, you're trying to, worry about savings. And like I said, luckily the clients haven't given me the notice yet, but that can come literally tomorrow. I can get the phone call that they decided they want to work with an agency instead. And that goes, when that goes, then I'm really going to have to hustle. And I've been lucky that work has always come to me. I've never had to go out and find it, but losing 40% of your income that's going to hurt. And so I'm hoping that day doesn't come for a little while, but you just never know. But the don't say that, Random Cable. The key is to try to keep a young mindset, and I've done a pretty good job. Like, I really do. Like, I think I have a pretty good outlook on life on most days. This last couple of months have been really, really shitty, but like I said, it's but here's the thing, gang. Enough about me. Like I said, I can't put over the crew enough. I can't put over the fans enough. Like, any time, because this is not the first time that I've thought about leaving the project. I mean, it's happened any number of times where you're just like, oh, this is so stupid. We've just bad decision after bad decision, and oh my God, we're never going to do it because of X, Y, Z. There was one thing that kept me going, and it was the people that backed us before we even had it with Kickstarter. When we put that game up for pre-sale, and we put PayPal donations, and yet all these people, and some of them are still fans of ours today, that it's like, I feel like I owe them still. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I feel like I still need to pay all those people back somehow. I have no clue how I do that. I have no clue. And like I said, we've lost touch with so many of them, and so many people have finally, stopped supporting it. But Zeron, it's death by 1,000. It's death by 1,000,000 paper cuts, man. There's been a couple of things that there's been a couple of things that was just like, from a social media standpoint, that were like, like I said, nobody likes Mom. Nobody likes that. Dave sure as hell doesn't like that. And I can respect that. It's his ass on the line. He's the one that has, taken on a lot of this stuff from a legal standpoint. And so my job as Mom was to keep the project out of trouble. And I think Dave's theory was, it doesn't matter, like, things like wanting to get a cease and desist. Like, for me, that's a big deal. That can get me in trouble being even associated with something like that as a professional. That, but Dave would kind of view that as a badge of honor. He's been trying to get a cease and desist from World Wrestling Entertainment, from whoever, for years. And for me, I never thought we had to resort to any of that kind of stuff. And I think his theory is that you have to just go balls to the wall in order to really get attention for yourselves. And I always thought we had a strong enough product to last on our own. So there was always tension there from, Dave, don't do this. This can put us in a lot of trouble. Versus Dave saying, well, because Dave wants to be ECW. I've always likened Dave to Paul Heyman. This is not a new analogy, but and he wants to just not have apologies. He wants to just go out there and just say whatever the hell he wants, and that's because that's what ECW did. And my argument is that ECW's dead and ain't coming back, and the wrestling fans have moved on. And so that was kind of always so there's always that tension there. And so for me, it was always just kind of about nobody likes mom, even though, because mom's no fun. Mom, doesn't let you eat candy for dinner. Mom doesn't do all this stuff. But, my argument is that, well, mom also keeps you from eating paste. Kids like to eat paste, and it's really good for things like bowel obstructions. And even though the kid's pissed off, mom occasionally has to tell them not to do something. And I think there's always kind of been a, stress about that. So that's just part of it, though. Like I said, those are the minor things, but the major stuff is, like I said, more the burnout. Because like I said, this is not the first rodeo we've had when it comes to, disagreements about social media or tone or any of that kind of stuff. And I've just always put up with it. But when you have to put up with it, and then on top of that, you've got the stress for the business, in the day job stuff, and it just kind of got to be too much. Where it's like, all right, it's time for me to go, and it really sucks. Like I said, I'm really disappointed. I would wish I could just be independently wealthy and I could work whatever the hell I wanted. Because like I said, I got a million ideas. I've got ideas for interfaces. I've got ideas for websites. I've got all this stuff, but I know our website is terrible. I know it, and it's killing me. And I told Dave years ago that I could not work on the website for free because I had to take care of paying clients. I had to, and it sucks. So I don't know. Well, a cease and desist, Xeron, doesn't really put you in that much trouble. You just have to stop doing what you're doing. I just never thought we had to go there. I always thought that was just, I don't know. I know, and I know the Young Bucks did it, and I don't know. It's never rubbed me that I never wanted to go that route. Random Cable, I'm kind of with you. Like I'm kind of over the gratuitous violence and the extreme stuff. Like I'm kind of, and I think the wrestling fans are too, to be honest with you. But Dave is not. And Dave's got to do what Dave's got to do, and he's got to follow his gut. But like I said, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And so for me, the project will probably end up being better off in the long run because, like I said, mom's not there to always say no. And so you're going to have probably all kinds of crazy stuff now, but at least there's some freedom there, and maybe that'll spark something, or maybe it'll catch the right eye and catch the right attention. I don't know. Well, that's the thing is I can't bury Dave on that point. I just disagree with him. Like I said, you read, if you start reading some of these business books, they're very popular. And you guys are going to discover this as wrestling fans, because people like Cody Rhodes and the Bucks and all these guys are starting to read the authors that wrote books during the .com boom, and all these authors like Tim Ferriss, Seth Godin, that talk about personal branding, that talk about how to build a fan base, that talked about do all this stuff. The stuff that the Young Bucks have been doing the last 2 years are following these things to a T, both for good and for bad. And Dave has been reading a lot of these books, and I read all these things 15 years ago. And thank God social media wasn't where it was now, because I'm kind of over all that stuff. But it's like a religious experience for a lot of people, and it certainly was for me. I can't fault anybody for that. But they put things into your head about taking really, really big risks, and to fail quickly, and like the failure's a badge of honor. and you got to get in there and take all these chances. And they really do a good job of really, really pumping you up. And it makes you feel like if you do something safe, you will and smart, you will not be successful. That it's only the people that are taking these balls to the walls risks that are the ones that are. I mean, look at the last. I mean, the last 3 years of newsletters. Dave will always put a quote like that in at the end that says, oh, I'd rather be, hated by 1 million people than for people to feel nothing for me, or, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of the mentality of where these books, these books kind of put it in your head. And like I said, for me, I understand that. I've been down that road, but I'm not there anymore. My business has always been based on making smart decisions, capitalizing when you get really, really lucky. Like don't miss that moment. So it's just kind of a difference of philosophy and all that kind of stuff. And there have been a number of people that have succeeded by not apologizing, by doing whatever the hell they wanted, and by following their gut. And I'm certainly to that way myself, but I also really, really believe hard in you don't take really, really big risks when you've got other people that depend on you. And that's probably where the mentality break is. Again, I'm not going to bury Dave on that front. He's doing what he thinks is the right thing. But for me, like I said, I'm not there anymore. I had my phase of ECW being the greatest thing in the world, and where I was angry at the world and fuck you THQ and all that kind of stuff. I'm not there anymore. I haven't been there in a really, really long time. I just was really fired up about this game that we were making, and that Robert was putting together, and Mr. Wrestling 5 was making all this fabulous art that I could just stare at for hours. And that's what got me all excited. All this other stuff, I don't care about extreme storylines. But sometimes in a team though, that's really, really good. You want really, the one thing that I thought that was really, really awesome is that each one of us on this crew approached wrestling games a little differently. Dave had that encyclopedic knowledge. He really knew it deep down. And Robert is kind of the same way too. These guys really know these games. Mr. Wrestling 5 is kind of on that end, but he's maybe not quite as hardcore. But I think he really gets into kind of the moves and the animation and the art and all that stuff. And that's awesome. That's his wheelhouse. I was always more of a casual gamer. I really, really liked playing games with my brother. And I never played all these Japanese imports. I never played a lot of these things. And so so everybody brought a really, really good perspective on the project. And so, having differences of opinion in a group are really, really good things. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For me, it just got too stressful. And it's okay, I gotta back out here. Thursday night stream wars between Pro Wrestling X Game and the web ref. Yeah, there will be no stream wars. I know Dave they should be doing this stuff, and I'm sure they will find somebody that does Twitch. And like I said, I will be streaming Pro Wrestling X. I promised Robert. I've had a lot of talks with Robert over the last month or so, and I told Robert, I promised him, I'm not going to stop playing Pro Wrestling X because he does this stuff to get a pop out of me. He's got tricks up his sleeve and all this stuff, and so I've promised him that I'm not going to go dark. From what you can tell, what can we expect in the near future? What feature in the game can we expect? You've seen a lot of stuff in terms of new moves. Dave had that video that he made of some of the new animations and some of that kind of stuff. There will be new characters. I think it's safe to say that much. More details there. There will be a port to the new engine, which is also taking a couple of turns there. And so there is. This is not just me pouring shit down your throat. It's okay, not blowing smoke. There really is some exciting stuff coming. You guys are going to really pop for some of the stuff that we've got. I just can't say it yet. But God is my witness. The problem is I can't tell you when that stuff's going to hit, and that's been the hardest part. Everybody, Zeron, you're not kidding, man. I know it. I feel it too. I'm losing interest left and right. And again, it sucks. It really hurts because I feel like we've got something really, really special here. I really believe that. I believe in this game. I've been there from day one, and the problem is like I said, when there's no cash and there's no free time, that really eats shit. And Zeron, I don't blame you a bit. And this was some of the other things that was kind of driving me nuts, is I felt like our tone in social media was getting really arrogant. Like, screw the haters and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, guys, not guys, but mostly, just, and again, Dave is trying to, he's trying to pump everybody up, and I get that. So I can't fault him for doing that, but I don't know why we're being so damn chesty. We haven't done what we needed to do. And so I was maybe hoping for something a little less, confrontational. But again, and I feel it on Dave's end. He's got to be frustrated, and I'm sure he is. And I think you've heard that in the last couple of newsletters, that he's like, hands are tied. We have all these amazing things. And so for me, it was like, yeah, Zeron, I agree. And maybe, like I said, I think Dave's going to have to get a little more active on things like Twitch or things like Discord and some of that kind of stuff. I'm going to start a Discord channel. I'm going to just do, because I really want to keep in touch with everybody. I'm going to write a newsletter when things have all T's are crossed, I's are dotted. We know exactly what's happening. I'm going to write a newsletter that's going to spell everything out, and a proper goodbye, not just on Twitch, but just for the newsletter, because a lot of people don't watch Twitch or YouTube or anything like that. And because I would love to do a newsletter. I would love to do all this, because I've gotten to know so many of these people through Pro Wrestling X that it's like, I do not want to be a stranger. I do not want to just disappear and, say adios. I don't care about building an audience. I don't care about building a brand. I just want to get out there and have fun on Discord, have fun on Twitch, play some of these wrestling games I haven't played before, that kind of stuff. Is everything from the current version back in the new engine now, at least? Most of the way. The stuff that he was still working on was, I think, the arenas and the characters. But he's got all the moves ported over. He's got the cameras ported over. I think there's other stuff. I haven't seen a build in a little while, so I'm not sure yet. Assume you're working more stuff like you just said, and that's just what we're waiting on at the moment. Yeah, what we're waiting on is just, like I said, being able to stick a fork in this new version and just, letting you guys play it, getting your hands on it. Well, Ralph, the other thing too is, and this has always been, and I still agree with this, that 99% of the people that will ever buy this game still haven't heard of us yet. Because the internet is so big, and we're just this little tiny blip on the radar when it comes to all this kind of stuff, that that I think there's going to be a fan base that's always going to be our devoted fans, but there's an entire generation of people that weren't there for Wrestling Gamers United #1, that when we had 2,000 people signed up in a matter of weeks on an email list, most of those, there's a whole new generation of gamers, probably 2 new generations of gamers that have never heard of us. And so I think and that was the thing that I really wanted let's go dark and then big splash and let them play it right away. And so I firmly believe when this next version of the game is out, we can start going balls to walls with promotion and all that kind of stuff. But until that happens, we're kind of stuck in this limbo, and it really sucks. Zeron, for me, it was not, like I said, this has been going on for 6 months. And so we've, you're right, some of this stuff is good to talk about, but for me, it's like I felt I felt bad when I went dark for a month and you guys worried. That really, really upset me. Like I was really not like angry, but like I felt really, really bad. Like I felt like I did you guys pretty dirty, and um, so I felt like this should definitely be more apology than just explanation tonight. But because like I said, you guys are the reason I've kept going for as long, and why I continue to still do this, and why I just didn't walk away is like you guys were owed an explanation, an honest one, not some crafted bullshit. Oh, I just want to go spend some more time working on other projects. And no, I got tired. I got really burnt out, and there was some heat and some friction that had built up. But, and so it just kind of was said, it's a death by 1,000 paper cuts. And so sometimes you got to do that. Like burnout is really a thing. Like mental health is a real thing. It's been bad the last couple of years for me in a lot of areas, and I'm working really hard to kind of get back what I used to have. Not that I'm going to give you an HBK, I lost my smile crap, but like I said, there was just a lot of part where I wasn't enjoying a lot of stuff anymore, and this game was certainly part of that. Geez, I'm sitting here talking. We have an exciting game here. We have an exciting match between Blaze and Quick Dose. It's down to the last 40 seconds here. Who's going to get the pinfall here? Creator Wrestlers. I can tell you that Ivatopia, are you talking about like current guys? Like, are you going to be able to port them into the game? I don't think Robert's doing anything different there. Are we going to end in a tie? Oh, for crying out loud. They went for an hour and they let time limit draw. Oh, see if anybody's going to win on points. God, they might even be tied for points. I don't blame you, Chuckster. I don't blame you. And like I said, and that's the thing is you will get agreement on both Dave and myself about we're pretty upfront about owning the mistakes that have been made and owning the slowness of development. Everybody's doing the very best they can. There is zero hatred in my heart for Robert or Mr. Wrestling 5 for the stuff that they're producing. Mr. Wrestling 5 is the most prolific artist I have ever seen. This guy is just continuing to jam out stuff after stuff after stuff. And it's amazing to me, and the stuff is high quality. You guys are going to mark like crazy when you see it for the first time. When we're going to kind of announce some of this stuff. And like I said, Robert has got to do what Robert has got to do to pay the bills. Like I said, I would love to back up the truck and just pour a big pile of money on the front lawn and say, Robert, your next 2 years are taken care of. Go nuts. Show us what you got. But he's got bills to pay, and it sucks. It really sucks. I don't know if Dave will start streaming stuff or not. I think he'd be okay at it. But a lot of times he lived in a house that had really shitty internet connection, which is why he stopped being on these Twitch broadcasts in the first place, is because we could never get him to Skype in because his connection would always fart out. And so I don't know from a technology standpoint if he's going to be able to do that or not. I have no idea. Like I said, for me, I will still stream Pro Wrestling X when they have new stuff. I have promised Robert that I will genuinely mark out for all the stuff that those guys do, and I root and will do anything I can to put over Pro Wrestling X in any capacity. William, absolutely, we're going to add more match types. In fact, I think that was one of the things that we actually had up our sleeves. Stay tuned on that front. Like I said, this is kind of the other part of the problem too. Is a lot of the time, you guys noticed this. A lot of the time, I never knew what was happening with the project. And the only time that I would find anything out is when I would read the newsletter. You know what I mean? Like that's where it got hard too, is you guys would like talk about all the stuff that you saw on a newsletter or a YouTube thing, and these were things I had no idea even existed. And Dave was just, like I said, he was starting his own YouTube channel and he was starting his own stuff, and um, it's like I lost track of what was happening, and so there was part of that too that I just like, okay, we're not really coordinating here or anything like that. So again, I mean, I'm not. There's no blame on Dave's end in terms of just Dave's got to do what Dave's got to do, and that has always been the mantra of Pro Wrestling X is Dave's gonna Dave, and I would do my very best to sometimes try to play Kim Chi to Dave's Kamala, trying to be the handler, but well, it's not. Some of the stuff is just it's timing too. It's really hard, and again, I don't mean to. This is not blaming Dave. What happens is every crew member is in a different time zone. Mr. Wrestling 5's all the way out west. Dave's on the Atlanta or the Mountain Time zone. Robert is in Central Time. I'm on Eastern Time, and it's really really hard getting all of us together to talk about things and just keep each other in the loop on that kind of stuff. And then Dave would have all these irons in the fire, and he'd have all these conversations, and sometimes they don't go anywhere, and so there's no real point of telling me when there's not really go on. Ralph, I don't know. Probably Robert. and probably some Mr. Wrestling 5. I don't know. I think it will be a combination of Mr. Wrestling 5 and Robert. Robert has done a pretty bang-up job, for the most part, for UI. It's not awesome, but it's also not as terrible as it could be for a quote-unquote programmer. It's actually not half bad. Yeah, I know, Rand. It sucks. We're trying to get everybody in this one group chat on Skype can take months. And I'm not even exaggerating. I think the last time we did it, it's just hard. It's really, really hard. So again, and that's part of the other problem too. Is like I said, it's just when teams don't communicate across the board. And Dave's philosophy is, he's always treated this more like a rock band. That we're like all these independent artists that kind of have our own individual specialty, and then we kind of come together and just kind of make some music together, and we all have our own side projects and all that kind of stuff, and that's cool. I've always wanted a little more coordination across the board, and again, just differences of opinion when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, William, I can't tell you yet because I don't know for sure what's official and what's not. I just know what the kinds of things we've been talking about and what kinds of things the assets are being worked on for. So I don't know yet. I don't know. And that's the other thing, gang. It gets harder and harder to tell you I don't know every week. And it's because you guys are the best, man. You guys are the best fans in the world. Random Cable, we've got a service we use called Basecamp. So we're able to coordinate that way, and that works like a charm. But sometimes it's just nice to get everybody in a room and just talk. Battery on a pole match, and then you can get them in taser. Yeah, man. Maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll register the Twitch handle Eric the Ref or Eric the Web Ref or something like that, and maybe the new stream name will be called like Assault and Battery or something like that, or Battery Charge, or God, what can I call the stream? Because I can't. Gong Show, of all ironies, I always get pissed off about copyright infringement. Gong Show is a total ripoff, and so I probably shouldn't be using something that's trademarked to name our show. So maybe I'll have to come up with a funny. I don't think I can call it a Gong Show anymore, because that's like the Pro Wrestling X gimmick. I'll have to think of a different. There's got to be something with the word battery, like Assault and Battery, or I don't know. I'll think of something. What's the thing that hits the gong? I don't know. Is it a mallet? The mallet, something like that? Did ECW do one called Assault and Battery? Somebody did something called Assault and Battery. Maybe it was WCW. I can't remember. I don't know. We'll come up with something. But like I said, for now, Xeron, I continue to put over Xeron for hosting our Discord channel. I will set up my own Discord channel so that we can continue to hang out and all this stuff. Like I said, this will not be the last Pro Wrestling X Gong show that I do. And like I said, it's not. We're going to do everything we can to end on good terms, and we're going to be friends. So Dave's family, and so anything that we're working out is we're going to get it worked out. And it's just sometimes there's just a little bit of heat and a little bit of friction. And we got to work our way through some stuff. But like I said, we'll do something here. Because like I said, I love hanging out with you guys. I think this is so much fun, and it keeps me going throughout this thing. Oh my God, how did it end up being 10:15? You guys got me babbling tonight. I'm so sorry. I did not. Stupid Xeron, it was your fault. I didn't want to do this until the end. I was going to talk about like WrestleMania, and I was going to talk about all this kind of stuff, and I guess I'll have to save that for another show. Maybe I'll do my first unofficial Twitch broadcast on before WrestleMania or something. I got a buddy of mine who I think you guys would really get a kick out of, and maybe I'll have to get him over here early so that you guys can get a kick out of him. Anyway, I got basketball to watch. Michigan's playing, and I hate Michigan, but I always root for Michigan and I always root for the Big Ten teams in the NCAA tournament. So you guys got to root for my Spartans tomorrow, 7 p.m. We got to get past LSU, and God help me, we're gonna have to play Duke. So maybe Zion can get a cold or something. I don't know, but so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, gang. First off, again, thank you so much. I'm very sorry to go dark on you guys. I will not make that mistake again. Please join our Discord. I will give you updates along the way when I know more. And like I said, there's going to have to be some changes in terms of I want to keep you guys interested in the project. I believe in Pro Wrestling X. I believe that there's a future for this game. I think you guys are going to love what's coming down the road. And we just got to get a little lucky, and we just have to have something, catch a little break. And like I said, I'm always going to be a fan. The crew's always going to be family to me. And in a weird way, the fans are always going to be family to me. You guys have, like I said, been super supportive, and you guys crack me up, and you make fun jokes, and that goes a long way to mental health, man. You guys have got me through a lot of really bad days. You didn't know it. I had a lot of really bad days in some of these Gong Show days, and I was like, I'll do a Gong Show, and then at the end of the night, I'd be cheered up, and so I thank you guys for that. So, like I said, we'll figure all this stuff out. I'm not going to be a stranger when it comes to Twitch and all this kind of stuff, and like I said, we're going to get all the things worked out. We're going to get it, we're going to make it's going to be a peaceful transition. There's not going to be a bloodless coup. There's not going to be any coups. There's not going to be any abandonment of the project that I'm aware of or anything like that. So, Discord, I think you're already joined on Xeron's channel. Let me give you guys another link here. This link that I've got on the copy. This link that I've got on the broadcast here. I never know if that expires or not, but you can join it here. Yeah, you'll be able to find me in that channel under Pro Wrestling X Eric. I will, whatever I change my name to, I will change it. I'll let you guys know. And you guys can always message me. And like I said, there's no heat. Like I said, I don't want you guys being mad at Dave or thinking that Dave forced me out. It's not the case. The project is still going strong. And like I said, it literally any moment could turn a corner and get the break that we need. It could happen at any moment. Like I said, it'll probably happen the day after I leave is probably when all this stuff will explode, and it'll serve me right. I'll be that guy who sold all his Apple stock for like $400, way back, 30 years ago or something like that. And I'm okay with that. it's going to take me a while, probably emotionally, to get there. If this thing ever really blows up, I'll probably be kicking myself a little bit. But this is the right move for me right now, and it's the only thing I can go with. But that doesn't mean that I don't believe in the project still. And again, I don't want you all to be mad at Dave. I don't want you to be mad at the project. I want you to continue to support it like you will. I'm still going to support it on these broadcasts and stuff. And so, yeah, I definitely am going to keep in touch with everybody. I'll set up something fun. We'll have fun when it comes to all this stuff. Oh, Luis, boy, did you join in the last time? Anybody want to give Luis the Cliff Notes? Luis, I have bad news for you, brother. Well, I don't know if it's bad news, but I'm riding off into the sunset, my friend. It's not official yet. We got loose ends to tie up, but I'm going to be moving on from Pro Wrestling X. I gave it as good a throw as I could for 15 years, but I got nervous about my finances. I got burnt out really bad, like burnout in career, burnout in everything, and mental health wise, it's time for me to step away. You know, I'm potentially in danger of losing some big clients through no fault of my own. Yeah, I'm still, like I said, I'm still a fan of the project. I went dark for the last month because there was some heat there between me and Dave, but we're working our way through it. It's just families fight and brothers fight, but we're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be cool. Oh, Luis, I ain't gonna be a stranger, brother. I'm having too much fun doing these Twitch broadcasts and stuff, and Discord and all this stuff. I'm not gonna be a stranger. I'm just gonna go maybe do my own thing for a little while. And like I said, I gotta do. Like I said, for me, the last couple of years especially have been really hard. Just from a burnout standpoint, like from a career standpoint, I've had the pedal to the metal. You know, owning my own business. I mean, I've been going strong since I was 17. Like I didn't even get a summer break from between high school and college. Like my college was on trimesters, and so I graduated high school in June, and I was in college in July. And I've just been going nonstop since. I quit my job in 2002 at the ad agency that I was working at, started my own thing. That's been going, gangbusters, and so the engine's been revving really, really hard, and like I said, when you kind of hit that 44, 45, trying to make sense of where your life's at and what kinds of things you're spending your time with, it's like, man, you start asking those big questions. It's like, okay, you got bills to pay. You got to be an adult, and I was worried about, potentially clients leaving. Like I said, through no fault of my own, the management changes and they want to bring in new people. And so for me, it was just kind of a burnout situation. And so I let Dave know a long time ago, back in September. And it's been hard trying to like transition all this stuff. And so the last month it's been rough, trying to just kind of patch things up and try to, get back to where things were. But like I said, it's everybody's still family. I still pull for Pro Wrestling X. For me, it's just like, you just gotta pull back a little bit and maybe take a different path. But they said, Luis, you ain't getting rid of me that easily, pal. In fact, what's funny is I almost drove up to Orlando to see you. When I was down there in Tampa a couple of weeks ago, I was on vacation and I thought, fuck yeah, I want to shake Luis's hand and tell him what's going on and all this kind of stuff, but I just couldn't do it in terms of, the workload, not the workload, but my mom had a list for me to do and it was hard, 2 hours in Florida traffic both ways. I was like, but maybe next time I'm down there, brother, because I said, I'd love to see your radio show. I'd love to see your setup and all that gear. And like I said, it's and what's crazy is WrestleMania is a half an hour from my mom's place next year, and God damn it, I'm probably going to have to get that item off my bucket list. And so maybe we'll have to do some kind of a Pro Wrestling X alumni meetup, whatever, Eric the Ref, Twitch broadcast, something when I'm down there, because you're right, brother. Like I said, we're gonna have to party it up down there. So, and see this, Luis, what you're saying right there, brother. This is why I've been here the whole long. We've been, all of us fans are bonded in a weird way, and so y'all are, yeah, y'all are good people, and I really appreciate how you make me feel. Especially, like I said, the last couple of years I've had some real bad nights, and you guys have cheered me up. So you have been. I know, man. See, that's the thing. Luis, can you believe it? What was it? A week ago was Pro Wrestling X's 17th birthday. That was 17 years to the day that Dave sent out Wrestling Gamers United newsletter #1. It's crazy. Zeron, should I click this link? What are you going to send me to? Oh, don't know. We're going to burn those photos, you jerk. That was a stupid thing. This is the stupidest thing in the world. But like I said, it's been a fun ride. This is not going to be my last Gong show on the Pro Wrestling X channel. We'll keep doing a few of these here coming down the road. I'm going to start my own channel just so that you guys have been wanting me to do other games like Fire Pro or Matt Dickey's games or WCW, any of those older games. And so I'll do some of that stuff. But I'll do it because it doesn't feel right. The Pro Wrestling X channel needs to be reserved for putting over the Pro Wrestling X game. And so I'm going to keep that kind of sacred. But what I'll do, like I said, when I got more details, I'm going to probably write a last newsletter, just kind of saying goodbye to everybody, because a lot of people don't watch the YouTube and the Twitch and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of telling people what's up. Basically what I've told you guys here tonight. And I'll have links to stuff if you want to still follow me. But like I said, it's not, don't be mad at Dave. Don't be mad at the crew. Don't be mad at the project. Sometimes this is just how life goes. And I've had a hell of a run. It's been a third of my life has been involved trying to get this damn thing off the ground. And I feel terrible. I wanted to get there with you guys. But maybe my path is on another, my destiny's on another path or something. So, all right, I got basketball to watch. You guys got 90 damn minutes out of me tonight. I wasn't planning on going this long, so apologies for all the babbling. But like I said, we'll be all right. You guys will have fun. We'll still have some more fun broadcasts coming down the road. And like I said, down the road here, we'll set up another Twitch. I have way too much fun doing these things, and it's all good. So, ProWrestlingX.com, at ProWrestlingX on Twitter, Facebook.com/ProWrestlingX. We're all over the... Luis, I even said it tonight, brother. I said it within the first 2 minutes. I said, damn it, I forgot to put Luis' sign in the game anyway. So if you go rewind, I did remember. Get him to go 30 more minutes. Nope. I gotta go. I'm getting hoarse anyway. I'm running out of steam. But like I said, we'll definitely have to do something fun before WrestleMania. That's an annual tradition, and so we'll definitely have to do something fun before WrestleMania. So with that, gang, yeah. See, Ivatopia's got my back. Maybe by that time, Luis, I'll finally get the damn sign in the game. So. All right, gang. Well, don't say goodbye to me yet. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere just yet. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And again, there's no bullshit. You guys are getting the straight, honest truth and all that kind of fun stuff. Warts and all. It's what Pro Wrestling X is about. So with that, I will bid you adieu for tonight. And yeah. Keep following us on Discord. I promise to check in more often on there, and links in the chat. So yeah, guys, you guys take care tonight. And again, thank you very much. You guys again cheer me up every time I see you. So with that, I will bid you adieu and have a good night. Cheers.